Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of August 30th. As normal, we'll start off with the Mythic Plus affixes this week. This week we have Tyrannical, Raging, Volcanic, and Shrouded. Again, that's Tyrannical, Raging, Volcanic, and Shrouded. There's actually a really nice set of affixes here. Raging, can be rough in like some Karazhans and stuff like that, but it's not fortified to team up with that. So you have like the easier version of Raging. Volcanic, of course, is easy. And then you just basically have Tyrannical to deal with. Obviously, Tyrannical bosses are annoying. But overall, this is a really easy week to go with. Possibly even easier than last week. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. For myself personally, I've been just very casually pushing up my score this season. Hoping to get all the portals unlocked, stuff like that. Nothing big. But I've been having fun playing nonetheless. Just doing my keys here and there. And just adding some score. And so this week will be a good opportunity to add to anybody's score, really, with these set of affixes. Let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in game this week. Of course, the Fated raid this week will be Sanctum of Domination. We're still on the rotation. There's no thing set in stone yet, at least not communicated by Blizzard, of when the rotation will stop and they will all be Fated. But Sanctum is the rotational Fated raid this week. We have Arena Skirmish bonus event. We have PvP Brawl Classic Ashran. And then we also have Trial of Style starting up this week. If you like to participate in that. I usually actually do like to participate in that. Doesn't mean that I necessarily always do. But I always find it a little bit fun to go in there at least once. I do have a lot of moggable stuff from playing the game for so long, essentially. Now I don't really farm it that much, but I have, since I've always played a plate character as a main, I have a lot of stuff, and so I typically do pretty well in those. Darkmoon Fair will also be starting up at the end of towards the end of the week here. Of course, all the normal stuff with Darkmoon Fair. Big Darkmoon Fair stand on this channel. Go get your pets, mounts, prizes, experience buff, reputation buff, achievements, all kinds of stuff to do there. If you haven't checked out Darkmoon Fair once, I promise you, if you like any of those things I mentioned, you will have fun doing it like your first time, your first week, whatever, however long you spend in there. It will be fun for you. If you've already completed everything, pretty much like me, then it's obviously a lot less fun and you hope for more content from that. Good news is, while there's not much going on, we are getting into the fall, or starting to get towards the fall, where there's a lot more holidays going on in game, a lot more interesting things. You get Brewfest, you get Thanksgiving, you get Hallow's End, you go into Christmas, and in my opinion, it's kind of like the best time to play World of Warcraft is like in the fall and early winter. There's always like something interesting to do. They always kind of do put like fun things in the game, it seems like, around that time. Like before they go on holiday break or whatever. And so I think it's one of the best times to play WoW. Maybe that's just my own personal nostalgia, but we're getting into that time. I think summer is always kind of like people are busy in the summer, the vacations, or just doing whatever, being outside in general. And then fall and winter comes around, you get your cozy time to play some World of Warcraft. At least that's how I view it. Here in NA, it's going to be fall. At least it's not necessarily fall everywhere in the world. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Other than that, there isn't much going on in the game. We haven't had a ton of alpha news coming out lately, from what I can understand. Alpha is basically ready to be beta. Like, beta could start at any point. I speculated last week that it could come out this week. This past week, so of course I'll say it could come out this week. It could come out whenever, based on people that I trust that are in the alpha and what they're saying. They're basically saying this is beta. It's ready to go. Everything's pretty much here, and the biggest thing they're still doing is iterating on the classes. Of course, obviously I do all kinds of updates for Ret Paladin stuff whenever there's any updates for Ret or Paladin in general, and I will continue to do that. But that's the biggest thing that they're still working on, is finishing up the class design. But it seems like, for the most part, the game, other than that, is pretty much ready to go. So that's pretty cool. And hopefully, beta comes out, a bunch of people get beta, and hopefully I am one of them. That would be really nice to get in there and try out and put out some content from actual Dragonflight as well. Just for something interesting to do, frankly. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and that could be pretty much at any time. So definitely looking forward to that. Other than that, not a huge thing. There was a big interview with Ian this past week, from Max from Liquid, where we learned some stuff that was kind of interesting. But yeah, there hasn't been a ton of a dearth of things coming out. We're just pretty much in like wait mode for Dragonflight. The TGP just happened. I actually watched all of that for the EU qualifiers. That was very fun to watch. I think TGP is one of the better events that WoW does itself, right? Obviously the Race to World First is probably the most popular, but I think TGP is actually really good. I think that they have something there that they could probably expand on or make better, make improvements on. I definitely enjoy that. I know a lot of people that play WoW specifically are not into esports. TGP just has a different feel to me, because it's speed does matter, of course, but very rarely does the like tiebreaker come down to the speed or anything like that. It's mostly just about completing the highest key, and I think that there's something different about that, because esports does always factor in speed a lot of times and stuff like that, and a lot of WoW players don't like that, and so which I completely understand. So there's something a little bit different about TGP. Like Monka almost won the EU qualifier despite having some of the slower overall dungeon speed for the EU side. They got second instead of first, and you know, it wasn't about speed for them. It's just about completing the key and getting it done in time. And so I think there's something to build on there that could make it a little bit more interesting in the future. But those are my main takeaways for this past week. Not a lot of interesting things to talk about, of course. But you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe Paladins officially get battle res. Maybe Rep Paladin gets another iteration. Definitely looking forward to all kinds of things. I'm looking forward to just playing WoW in the fall, something as generic as that, to specific things like Rep Paladin updates on Dragonflight. So a lot to be positive about, a lot to be hopeful about, but unfortunately just not a lot of concrete news right now to talk about. So that's it for this week. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.